Hey guys, this is a really quick announcement. I'm not going to be on here long. Hello, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Oh, I'll get to IG later. Okay, so I finally updated my mega homeschool planner for the 2021 school year, and it is here. So I have the link down below. Hold on. It's in the description box. Hold on, guys. Let me just pull something up so y'all can see. Okay, so, oh, that's the wrong one. Well, anyway, so this is ready. So everything is updated, the calendar, all of that good stuff. And tomorrow, well, today I want you guys to download the planner. And then I'll probably give you a couple of days. And then we can go through. Let me just stand up so you guys can see. We can just go through. I'll do an overhead. We can go through everything in the planner and you can start filling this out, okay? You have, you know, your holidays and stuff. For here, you have your unit study planner. You got your field trip planner. And all of this is created by me, guys. I've used this. All of this. You have your curriculum budget by child or by subject. I'll just flip through this really quickly. Okay? I should let IG know I'm doing this. Here's your reading log. All that good stuff. I'm going to try to let IG on real quickly. Here's your book log. So right now it is free. It will always be free. Your attendance log. If you need to keep attendance per the guidelines in your state, you need to keep track of scores. Keep track of grades. So very colorful. This is not an editable PDF. If you need to keep track of websites and passwords for all of your child's online activities or classes. So we have it all. Your daily lesson plan. If you want to do a daily lesson plan. It has your objectives, standards, activities, resources, so on and so forth. You've got your, and then I'll give you a sample of how I filled things out. You can, get an idea for how to do that. And then the daily planner, I have one for each day. So it's labeled Monday, Tuesday, so on and so forth. And then you get into your weekly lesson plan. Some people might want to do a weekly versus a daily lesson plan. I have 3 versions. I have a 6 subject tab. What's the other one? I have 3 of them. Let's see. Okay, I have an 8 tab. I think 8, 6, and 5. Let me just show you. Okay, so you have your 8 subject tab. So, for your middle schooler and up high schooler. Now for this, you might want to print yours differently. Where, because I printed this funky. It should be a spread. It should be a 2-page spread. But this is actually my old copy. But you guys have the updated one, right? So I should have a spread on here. No, I didn't do it. Yeah, this is one of my older copies. And then you have your monthly at a glance calendar with a to-do list on the side. Each month is color coded. Y'all know I love color. August, okay? And all of that from January to December. And you're good to go. So you have a daily lesson planner, a weekly, you have a monthly, and your notes at the back. You have everything to get your curriculum together. You have your vision, your objectives. You have your short-term and your long-term goals, year at a glance, all that good stuff. Subjects and course of study. You got it all. If it's not in here, then add it yourself. And, you know, if you have a high school and you're doing something as far as like transcripts and things like that goes. Hey, honey, I'm live. You want to say hi? Okay, that's a curtain pull. So I need that to pull the curtains. So no, they're looking to do some battles, and anything that's long and hard is fair game in this house, but not my curtain pull. So anyway, so I hope you guys like that. Do me a favor, hurry up and like click on the link and make sure it downloads and you guys can open it and all that good stuff. I have problems with my website. I'm totally going to overhaul my website, but I do have the link in the YouTube, on this YouTube video. So that should be fine. Let me know if you have any problems, leave them in the comment section, and then I'll give you a couple days to download this, and then we'll get together and go over it hopefully later on this week. I do want to do the reading curriculum spotlight. I won't have time to do it today because I was spending time on my website trying to get all this stuff fixed up. So hopefully I'll do the reading curriculum spotlight on All About Reading, among other things. Maybe I should just do All About Reading because it's pretty comprehensive. I'll figure it out tonight. So that might be the next video, or I might put a poll up to see what you guys want to see for curriculum, just to see, to get a pulse of everything. So I'm going to go into IG really quickly, let them know because I forgot to stream to them, and then leave me a comment if you have any problems. And also, if there is something that you would like to see me include in a homeschool planner, let me know. I really love designing, so that's not a problem at all. All right, so I'm out of here. I'm going to have some lunch, and I will see you guys later on this week. Get your free mega homeschool planner. It will help you get organized and stay organized if you're consistent with it. All right, guys, love you. I'll see you on IG if you want to roll over to IG. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, hold on. I got comments. I thought I was going to swoop in and swoop out, but you guys got me. Hold on. All right, let me see. Stephanie. Hey, Steph. Catching you live for the first time. I love how colorful this is. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. I know I love color, so I just like everything has to be like not muted. It has to be loud and bright. So I would totally do fine in India or in Brazil for Carnival because I just love color. Hey, Muna and Black Queen. You guys are in early. Well, it's not early for some of y'all because you guys are on the East Coast or Central Time. I will download it today. The cover looks pretty. Yes, let me know. I want to make sure you guys can absolutely get this, download it. Now, listen, I might come on tomorrow. No promises, but I want to show you how to download the monthly calendar to make sure you get it as a 2-page spread. And then don't do what I did, because this is just my demo just to show you guys. Don't print your weekly lesson plan on 1 page, and then you can't have a 2-page spread. Don't do what I did. You have to kind of like start it right. You know, if you're print all the other stuff, and then when it comes down to the tabs, I mean the weekly planner, then once you get it started to where it's printing, well, actually, doesn't matter how you print it. It's just how you hole punch it. All right, you just want to hole punch it to where it's a 2-page spread, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, but yeah, so just FYI, do you have any tips for preschoolers? My cousin wants to start her son out. For preschoolers, don't worry about curriculum. Try to go outside as much as possible. Use things around the house. You're focusing on colors, numbers, reading. That means every picture book that you can find, listen, a minimum of 10 books a day. If you have a preschooler, most of the time they're picture books. They might have 1 or 2 sentences per page. Just read and deposit. Read and deposit information. Read and deposit syntax. Read and deposit great writing. Read and deposit imagination fodder for them to pull upon when they start writing. Read and deposit. Let them start seeing how words come together. It doesn't make sense now, but when they get older, it will make sense. So just a lot of reading, a lot of hands-on activities. If you want to have something for them to do, depending on, no, just make everything hands-on. That's the age where they're exploring. Science is a great time to really, science is a great time to really just go wild. I know Charlotte, depending on what your homeschool style is, Charlotte Mason I found to be really great for that age group because it's all exploration, curiosity. So science, you can do it by themes. You might want to have a monthly theme. So 1 month, you got 4 themes. Say it's January. No, say September. You got 4 themes. Well, what goes on in September? Well, that's fall. What else goes on in September? Depending on where you live, it might already be cold and starting to snow. But you can break up each week. 1 week focuses on fine motor skills or fine and gross motor skills. Fine is your fingers, gross, arms, legs, the trunk. The second week could focus on science and hands-on squishy stuff. The third week could focus on, say if it's September, something that involves fall, like leaves. Go and collect leaves and, trace your hand to make it look like a leaf or something like that. All those activities for the week will have a theme based around fall. And then the fourth week could be something related to math or English language arts, but has a fall theme to it. So just a lot of hands-on activities. The dollar store will be your best friend. So you don't have to buy really anything. Use what you have in the house. Definitely get those books in your hand. The library will be your friend, or start going around garage sales and just trying to find lots of picture books just to get her started. Hope that helps. But themes are a really great thing because then you can start working on weather, days of the month, food, all the things, because kids are learning vocabulary. Like when you're learning a new language, you know how they divide it up: clothing, food, going places, vehicles, just things like that. You can do that with your preschooler and make it fun. Tie in things that are relevant to your area, your region, and what's going on with that time of the year. And then you'll have a blast. And then mix in those field trips, outdoors. Get you some cheap binoculars. Oh, do I have one here? I think, hold on. I was just playing with it. They have these binoculars. These handheld microscopes I got them from Amazon. They're $7. You hold it like that, and you just look through it. You take the binocular thing, and then you just stick it down on anything, and it magnifies it. And because it's made for small hands, kids are kind of, hard. It's kind of hard for them to see like with one eye. It's so big that they can really have both their eyes open, because that's what they really do. It's really hard to just look through an eyepiece with one eye. It's very hard, actually. That's why a lot of people use binoculars versus a monocular, however you say it. But anyway, so try those things and see what they do. Okay, Mona says she just downloaded it. Great. Mona, do me a favor, because my eyes are bleeding because I have 2 birthdays. I don't like giving out data points on my family's life, but 2 birthdays going on today. And I was like, please don't re-download 2020 calendar, girl. So make sure, and go to, it's like the 4th or 5th page. Go to the year at a glance. This is an old one. And make sure it says 2021. If you can do that for your girl, I would be grateful. Make sure you get now it doesn't matter because all of this stuff is still the same. It's just that one page that is different because I have the whole calendar. I'll show you for the year. So you see how you have all the months here, and then you have all of your federal holidays, and then your semesters, your quarters, depending on what system you're going by, the school year, start date, end date, and then any dates during the 4 seasons that you want to make a note of. Maybe you celebrate the equinoxes or the solstices. So I try to put everything in there, thinking of how people might approach plan their school year. Okay. Oh, goodbye, Black Queen. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. For you, reading to the preschooler, not the preschooler reading. Yes, you're reading to the, no, but look here. Let me show you how, because sometimes we need to learn. Oh, and FYI, when we were talking about the atlas the other day, the 11th edition that you guys told me about, that was for a totally different atlas. That was a general atlas. But for the student atlas, they're currently on the 5th edition, and the 6th edition is coming out the end of this month. So don't get that 11th edition atlas. That's just a general one. It is not the yellow student one. The student one looks like a National Geographic magazine. So FYI. But when you're reading to your child, I hate saying reading to, you're reading with your child. Here's a good book to have. I don't want to knock over all my stuff here. If you're new to reading aloud, it's called The Read Aloud Handbook by Jim Trelease. And it shows you how to read. And then it also has a whole bunch of recommendations for books based on genres, ages, so much stuff. Actually, I think half the book is recommendations. So you can check that out, Jim Trelease. I'll leave a link down below really quickly. But when you're reading with your child is on your lap, okay? And you're using your finger. You're working with their hand-eye coordination, right? You're not reading like this. I'm just trying to show you. But you're reading together, and every now and then, just point out a word, especially if it's an interesting word, especially if it's an onomatopoeia word, like ouch, hey, ow, something like that. Just start pointing that out, but you just keep reading. You don't have to do every line. You can do maybe every other line. Give your finger a rest and come back to it. But remember, it's not a lot of words or sentences on the pages, so it's like really one page, one sentence, right? And then you go to the next one, all right? So what you're doing there, you're working on their hand-eye coordination. Because listen, when they start reading more lines, a lot of times kids skip lines when they're reading, okay? They have to train themselves to go to the next line. They get lost at the end, and then they skip a line, and they go to the next line. It happens. So those little things we take for granted, they actually need that. That's why you're always wanting to have a book in their hand, right? So, and then you're pointing out the pictures and the colors and the shapes, okay? So you're reading together, okay? Just reading together. It could be, do I have any picture books around here? You could be reading something that's got one sentence, one word, and you could spend 5 minutes on that page, depending on what's going on on that page. It could be a whole story just on that page. You could look at this. Look, North America. We're in North America. Where do you think this bridge is? Or what is that? Do you know what this is? Oh, a bridge. Yeah, it's a bridge. I wonder where that bridge is. Then you start reading. Maybe it tells you where it is. And then you start looking at the colors. Look at those colors. Or if you want to start talking about shapes, can you find a rectangle on this page? Just, oh, look how dark red. Look how red. Look how red. Well, you probably can't tell that it's red. Look at that beautiful red bridge. Look at that beautiful blue lake or ocean. Look, you're doing more of the reading with the picture. That's why they're picture books. That's why Caldecott is the granddaddy or mama daddy of juvenile books, picture books, because picture books make a difference. So I know I went over and beyond what you asked for, but that does make a difference. It helps. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me catch up. Okay, reading 2. Okay. Black Genius says, thank you. I just sent her the link to your channel and told her to chat with you on your next live. Oh, thank you. And tell her to make sure she shouts you out so I know. There we go. Oh, I said goodbye because I thought you were ending your live. Oh, I don't, girl. Y'all know how y'all do. I try to sneak on out and then y'all start like 5 questions and then, I don't have it in my heart to leave you guys hanging. Okay. I'm homeschooling for the first time. This is Beauty Roses with a 6th grader. Any tips? I'm thinking of Abeka curriculum. Abeka is very solid, strong curriculum. Some of it might be a little teacher intensive, not all of it. That's just from what I've seen. I've not used Abeka though, but you can't go wrong with that. If this is your first time, I would take some time before you start homeschooling to think about what kind of approach do you want to go with your homeschooling. Like your child's in 6th grade and now you're starting your approach is going to be a little bit different than what it was in elementary school. So you might want to start thinking about, okay, for reading. Well, first you kind of want to get an assessment for how your child is doing in each subject, at least your main subjects, mainly reading and math. That's where you can easily find gaps in their learning, especially if you're pulling them from public school. And, you know, kind of start there. I do have a video on placement tests if you wanted to do that. That's only for math. But for reading, I do have, actually, I made a chart years ago. I'll have to pull it up. It lists all the different reading levels, like Fontes, Pinnell, DRA, you know, all of those reading levels. And you can, if you go to A to Z, y'all help me out with that website. It's A to Z something. But they have some wonderful reading tests on there just so you can kind of just see where your child is. And then once you know, then you can appropriately grab books for them, maybe something at their reading level, something just a little bit above their reading level, or something just a little bit below their reading level, depending on if maybe they have some reading comprehension issues. They might be able to read fluently, but are they able to understand what they're reading? So that's another thing. So now will be a good time just to get the command center going. What I mean by that is finding out where your child is, and then what is your child's favorite subject, least favorite subjects. Because the least favorite subject is the one you're going to be working on, girl. And that's the one you really want to make fun. You don't want it to be too overwhelming for you to teach. And that will help guide you with your curriculum picks if you decide you want to use curriculum. So not to overwhelm you, if you want to start with Abeka, you can't go wrong. I would sit down now, and if you have your curriculum books already, I would start putting things down in my planner. Doesn't have to be this one, right? Just getting stuff down for you, okay? Just get it down. A lot of times that's a sense of accomplishment, even if you don't get to it, okay? Yeah, that happens. A lot of times I don't get the stuff. Just write it down and start training yourself into looking at what you're doing, so then you can kind of see what's not working. So if you're keeping track of things, you might find you're 5 weeks into your homeschool and something's going really well, but it wasn't going well in the beginning. So kind of use your planner like a little journal too, like almost like a teacher's notes. So put a little note here, great lesson, or easy, he nailed it, or ooh, he struggled, I need to go back to the drawing board, or ooh, really hard for me to teach. Maybe I should look at some calm videos or something like that. So just make it ugly. Put all your notes on it. And listen, when you're writing in these planners, don't be cute. This is not no craft, scrapbooking, you know, Erin Condren stuff. Leave that for them or for you. But for the school stuff, child, look, when you writing, you write everywhere. You write on this side. You write in the margins, the heading, the footer, everywhere you need to. Get your information out your head onto the paper so it's less for you to have to. 24 minutes? I meant to be on here for 5 minutes. Oh, y'all got me again. Let me get through these comments. But Beauty, I hope that helped you out so far. All right. Malibu, I have used Abeka. It is intensive. However, you can break it down into easier chunks or choose the topics that you want to spend more time on. I have learned that you don't have to finish every book. Yes, that's exactly what I've heard from parents who use Abeka. You are going to get a very great foundation, but baby, you're going to have to put some work in. But like Malibu said, you don't have to follow Abeka's pacing guide. You follow your pacing guide. Watch my video on, I I finally found a writing curriculum. The Classical Academic Press, they have is writing and rhetoric. It gives you a pacing guide, but we use our own, and we went as slow as molasses in wintertime. So you just, if you like it, just go slow. You just plug away, and don't worry about anybody else and where they are. And don't tell anybody else your business either. Okay. Beauty roses, also take time to de-school first and then what works for you and your child. Absolutely. That's what Muna says. Absolutely. So the saying is, for every year that you're in public school, you need 1 month to decompress, I said decompose, no, to decompress from the public school atmosphere. And it's not just for your child, it's for you as well. So if your child is in 6th grade, that's 6 months. Not kidding. This whole semester coming up is getting to relearn your child and your child's learning style and your teaching style. So there's no rush. You can do some stuff. I say when you're transitioning, especially with an older kid, so usually like late elementary on up, I say grab some Evermore books. So you got something going on. They're like 1 page a day. Evermore is pretty solid. You're still doing something while you're figuring out other things. Maybe you're still researching curriculum or, whatever. You still have something to, that the child can do. And because you don't want too long a break where they're not really doing anything. You still want to start building a routine, right? You want a routine. So you can use some Evermore books to stand in. Also, it's a good time to find out what they really like and then try to front load a lot of things that they like with that subject, with videos, games, a lot of interactive stuff. Also, game schooling. I just did a mega live on game schooling. Try to find you some games that you think your child would enjoy as you're rediscovering each other. Okay, so don't worry about, oh, we're going to be so behind. Girl, everybody's behind with all this, the hokey pokey stuff going on in the world. Everybody and their mama is behind in school. So don't worry about what's going on. Take this time, decompress, realign, and then figure out your compass point and then just move forward. You'll be fine. Check back in. Let us know how things are going. All right, let's see. You're welcome, Beauty. Where did you get that planner? I got it from inside my heart and my brain. So I created this planner about a year, I think 2019. So for me, and then I said, well, let me just add a couple more pages for other people because I didn't use all of these pages in the beginning. I didn't need it. But then I was thinking about the needs of a lot of you guys, and I was, okay, well, let me do that. There are families that have a whole lot of kids, more than I do. So let me make some adjustments with these pages and things like that. So this is yours now. So you just click that link in the description box below and get your planner. It's for free. It will always be for free, over 60 pages. All right, so go check that out. Let's see. Yes, don't do everything in a Becca. Lord, please don't do it, Becca. You will question your existence on earth. Okay, just little. You know what? I used to have a best friend back in elementary school. And whenever we would have Star Crunches at lunch, yes, we had Star Crunches at lunch. Little Star Crunch, little Debbie snacks. I was always greedy. I would always, wait, hold on. It's my son's birthday. So I just grabbed this for me to tidy me until the real cake comes. So she would have her Star Crunch. And now her Star Crunch, my Star Crunch. My Star Crunch, I would have like, it'll be gone. And she would have like just this much of a Star Crunch left. She would have this much of a Star Crunch left. And do you know, this girl, she would just do little wasp bites, little ant bites. So she spent 5 minutes eating this much, and then she would spend 10 minutes eating this much, teasing me. And she literally just took all that to say, do that with a Becca. Just little baby bites, little wasp bee bites. Okay, Abeka spiraling can be too much for some kids. Yeah. So and that's another thing. You know, I think I have a video on different approaches with curriculum, mastery versus spiral versus what else is there? Mastery, spiral. It's 2 other ones. I'm having a brain fart. But the spiraling, you move forward, then you go back, then you move forward, then you go back. Mastery, you know, you think you're doing a little bit of fractions, you're doing fractions addition, fractions subtraction, fractions division, fractions multiplication, fractions exponent, fractions decimal. Because you're going to master fractions. So you start thinking about, you know, the approach, you know, what's going to work well with my child, you know. Does my child always kind of forget things pretty easily? You know, spiral might be good for you. I like both approaches depending on what we're using, but sometimes I feel my child has to be reintroduced to that subject again just to keep it fresh, especially for math. All right, she has for free, look in the description box. Okay, all right, I think I'm caught up on the comments. Okay, yes, so that is it. So let me know that the year in advance, the year at a glance is 2021, and then print, download. If you're having problems printing, leave me a comment in the community tab or in this video, and then I'll come on and I'll bring my old printer up here. It's a small one, and I'll show you how to print it. So, you know, you put it all together. I laminate the cover, the front cover and the back. I just use a colored cardstock. Or no, actually I use regular paper because since I'm using the laminator, I don't need cardstock, but you can use cardstock if you don't have a laminator or if you don't want a laminator. And then I have a book binding machine I got online. Is actually my favorite teacher supply. And then I just put that on so I have an instant book. But if you don't have that, then do a 3-hole punch and use the brads. Where are those? Here. You know those old brads? When I used to try to write scripts, get a brad, get 3 brads. Hold on, I got some brads in here. Dear Brad, here with Brad. Remember Grease? They were singing about Brad. So you know you have these little brads. You get these from the 99-cent store. You just poke that through and then you open it like that. It holds everything in place. So you don't need a little fancy little book binder thing. Get you some brads and a hole puncher. All right, guys. If there are no more comments, I'm going to get out of here. Oh, wait. Malibu says, you don't have to spiral with Abeka. You can do the lesson of the day and skip the review section. Again, yes, there are so many wonderful homeschool moms who have lots of videos on how they use and break down Abeka. So you do have lots of different ways. Just figure out what kind of feels right for you, but you won't know until you get into it. So just start. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be messy. That's fine. Just start. And then after like the first unit or a couple of chapters, you can, you know, kind of get a feel for what you might want to do. Just received the planner. Thank you. I'm excited to use it. Oh, you're welcome, Malibu. You're welcome. Make sure you have the updated one and get those put together. And then sometime this week, we will. What am I thinking? We got something going on this weekend. I don't want to say with my family. I'm actually going to be kind of busy from Thursday on. So get this printed, and then probably Wednesday will probably be best. And then we'll sit down and just fill some things out. Now, mine looks slightly different just because I have some extra needs and things like that. But the pages, the crux, all that kind of stuff is still exactly the same. All right, guys. No more questions. I'm getting out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe we're doing curriculum reviews, child. Sometime this week we're gonna hit on reading or writing or math. I'll leave the poll so you guys can decide what I should be reviewing first. Okay, I keep saying that. I keep going back and forth. Okay, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Love you guys.